Hello and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Last time, apparently my audio on my game kicked out and it stopped working without me realizing it, and this was supposed to be happening at the end there, when I had absolutely no audio whatsoever. I never thought that cleaning could bring such deep pleasure. No, I wasn't upset because of this conversation. On the contrary, I was glad to hear that from her. Oh right, she said that I was going to be okay, basically. For the first time ever, somebody was discussing my life without criticizing me, without giving any stupid advice based on their own personal experience, without intending to go through my head, and without making some far-reaching conclusions. I was just glad that somebody supported me. And another reason why I think this is a dream is because this almost seems tailor-made to help you. No, that's not quite right. I was just glad that Slavia supported me. In a short while, the music played around the camp, calling us for lunch. I put away the broom with a sigh of relief and a sense of accomplishment and went to the canteen. That's a few too many ands there. Who is marching forward in a row? It is our pioneer squad. Pioneers in a row. We usually march the canteen in Slavia camp. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me, like what happened before, just so I can eat in peace. And for that, I have to at least not be the last one to come. But I was pretty sure what happens here happens whether I like it or not. The canteen was crammed as full as an egg. Olga was standing at the entrance, guarding it like a hawk. Well, Semyon, were you working hard today? Hard enough. Well done, truly well done, and the hardest is yet to come. No. I just bet. Fine, take a seat next to the girls. She pointed at the table next to the pillar. Slavia, Ulyana, and Lena were all sitting there. Not bad company. At least, not the worst. I got my meal and went up to them. Well, one of them really brings down the quality of this company. Do you mind if I sit here? I caught myself sounding a bit clueless. There's no other free places anyways. No, of course not. Please do. Lena remained silent. Today, the meal consisted of a plate of borscht. I suspect there's some meat lurking in it, but I had no evidence. Some poultry. Chances are, chickenus domesticus, with fried potatoes and a traditional glass of compote. I found myself liking the local food more and more, which is another reason I think you're sort of being brainwashed. I guess I just came to the conclusion that I have no other choice, which means there's no use in complaining. Thank God there's something to eat. Coming to the ball tonight? I don't know. He'll come. He got nowhere to go. Ulyana said happily. You will come for sure. Of course, I can't miss the opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself. Oh, perfect. She got it right, so I decided not to reply. And what about you? I asked Lena. Yeah? She replied briefly. See, you should go then, too. Said Slavia as if leaving me no choice. Don't forget to wear your tailcoat. Apparently Ulyana was so pleased with her joke that she laughed out loud. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform with my winter clothes, which would be inappropriate even in the evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer? Secret. Would it be a little dress just like in a kindergartner's matinee? Ulyana turned red, but looks like I managed to offend her. No, I will wear a biohazard suit, just so I don't catch an infection from you. Oh, I wonder what kind of infection you're afraid of catching from me. Enough, you two. Don't quarrel. Idiocy, of course. Looks like Ulyana was highly pleased with herself, as she thought, brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have the flu, you can't catch a cold. The two can play at that game. What are you implying? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I looked away slyly. What do you mean that? She went red again. Oh, I don't mean anything. Guys, given that it was Lena who interfered, it probably was really time to stop. You're asking for it, you're gonna get it. What, you'll finally wise up? I forgot I was eating, and I was with her, so of course something bad was going to happen. Instead of replying, Ulyana grabbed her plate filled with borscht and tipped it over my head. The game met an unexpected finale. Oh, you little. She jumped up and tried to run away. But this time she won't get away. I grabbed her hand. And now what? I can't just smash her against the table. The pantomime lasted a few seconds. Suddenly, Yana skillfully grabbed a full glass of compa and splashed it in my face. That way she managed to get free of my grip. She dashed off towards the counter, but I chased her. And it resulted in several flipped tables, a pile of smashed tableware, 5 pioneers caught by various injuries, and a full exhaustion of both parties. A draw. Sort of. A belligerent draw. With too much belligerence. We stood before each other and breathed heavily. Tell me you won't behave this way again. And you? Olga snuck up on us from behind, looking quite mad. When you think about it, such a riot couldn't go unnoticed. Oh god, if it didn't, that would be fun. Well, are you satisfied with yourself now? Yes, I'm very satisfied, actually. Her voice appeared to be calm, but I was sure she was about to explode. And who's going to clean up this mess? Not me. Running away. Exactly what happened. Who? I'm asking you, who? Him, replied Oyana with complete confidence. Her. I objected less confidently. Both. The camp leader brought a conclusive end to this ongoing argument. Generally, I wasn't sure that my share of blame was more than hers. Although Oyana didn't have a drop of guilt on her face. Beat it. I'm not cleaning. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is his fault. He started it first. No, it isn't. Oh, yes, it is. I'm not going to sort out all that nonsense. Semyon, go grab a mop, a bucket, some cloths, you know, that kind of stuff in the closet. And as for you... She looked at Oyana with such a burning gaze that I felt a bit sorry for the girl. You? Start picking up the broken tableware immediately. Olga took a deep breath and continued. You're nothing but trouble. How many times have I told you? I decided to skip the lecture and went to the closet that appeared to be next to the exit. Suddenly a perfect idea flashed in my head. Why don't I just run away? Yes, 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 let's scram. Let's just scram. Sure, Olga has caught us already, but I'm not the one to blame. Of course, I'm not that true pioneer she keeps talking about, but in comparison to Oyana... Anyway, she's the principal culprit. It's not like I have nothing better to do than cleaning up the mess here. I have to seek answers. Truth is out there, somehow flashed in my mind. Fuck yes. 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 The solution came out of thin air. While Olga was scolding Oyana, I snuck to the exit, and thank goodness it was nearby. Slipping outside, I hesitated for a few moments and ran into electronic. Looks like he was working till late at the club. Where's the fire? Fire? My shuttle is leaving in 10 minutes. What? Hey, wait! Electronic's words hung in the air behind me. I ran off towards the square. It's definitely not the best place to hide. Indeed, in a state of stress or fatigue, I frequently started talking to myself. Well, not really talking, but rather mumbling under my breath. It helps me concentrate and find the right solution quickly. Okay, where to next? Where should I go? The best place would be one with the least amount of people. Consequently, my way lies in the woods. Half a minute later, I was already relaxing, sitting on a stump near the forest trail, and apparently I'm not going to go to the library. I guess someone's going to be pissed. Zhenya, that's her name, right? Zhenya. Half a minute later, I was relaxing, sitting on something near the forest trail. That was one hell of a getaway. I hope that will teach Oyana to behave. Indeed, she's not a child anymore. Well, sad, but true. Not a child anymore. Now, a thought crossed my mind. Might have sort of mishandled the whole situation. Oh, you mean the fact that you chased after the child and helped break a bunch of things and then just ran away? You know, I'm perfectly fine with the whole running away part because I sort of fine. I just feel it's in character. You like to run away from things, but... A fair share of the broken tableware is because of me. Moreover, one might mention that I didn't have to engage in the mess at all in the beginning at all. It got me thinking. How's the weather? Oh, wow. How do you end up showing up in every event? Am I just like picking the perfect things to make sure you're part of every single part of my life now, apparently? Slavia stood right before me. How does she manage to sneak up unnoticed? Thank goodness it's not Olga. Fine. Those are the only words I managed to squeeze out of myself. I thought I'd find you here. Wait, why? I'm not sure, it's just... She looked up at the sky. Because it's a dream? Because it's totally a dream? It's gotta be a dream. I mean, I guess there's other possibilities, but it just, so many things make me think it's coming out of Semyon's mind, and dreams are the basic way of doing that without contriving something entirely else. She looked up to the sky. There are fewer people around here. Does Slavia really think I have some sort of social phobia? On second thoughts, she actually has a good reason to think so. And what are you doing here? Looking for you. She smiled again, but this time her smile looked a bit different, a little friendlier, I guess. Me? Why? Can't you guess? Because I ran out and Olga probably has everyone searching the camp for me, hunting me down, probably. I braced and prepared myself for a harsh lecture. I understand that you're guilty to a lesser degree than Oyana. Now the camp leader's assistant is defending me. I felt even more pathetic. Damn, get serious. We're not playing bad cop, good cop here. But if I grant that you aren't gonna help her, you can at least help me. Saying that, Slavia looked up at the sky yet again. I wonder what she's looking up there for. And what do I need to do? We have to reorganize the books in the library. It's way better than disciplinary enslavement together with Oyana, and anyways, it was an offer I couldn't refuse. I am at your service, mademoiselle, or madame. She laughed. Then follow me, mademoiselle. In a couple of minutes, we are at the library. All the way, I kept looking around in fear of meeting Olga. Looks like Slavia didn't notice my anxiety. And still, it's quite odd that she hasn't scolded me. Well, if we are to continue our analogy, Slavia is definitely the good cop. When we went inside, gleaming sunlight streamed through the windows of the library, with a myriad of dust particles dancing in the beams. This is special library dust that has this distinctive smell that you can never confuse with anything else. These microscopic pieces of moribund collected works of Marxism and Leninism classics. That's interesting. Does the dust near the fiction shelf smell similar to the dust near the books on physics and chemistry? You start with these, Rose. Slavia pointed at the bookshelf near Lenin's sculpted head. Okay, but what exactly do I have to do? Just remove the books from the shelves and put them on the floor. We'll dust them and then put them back. By looking at all this dust, reading is hardly the pioneer's favorite activity. Any idea where Zhenya might be? Don't know, but she probably went somewhere. Isn't she supposed to be here? Strange. It appears that there are just two places in the world where one can meet Zhenya, the library and the canteen. I got into gear. I guess I've never handled so many books in my entire life. Anyway, I'm much more used to reading from a computer screen or a tablet. Firstly, there is no need to pay for electronics books, and secondly, you cannot find everything in printed form. Well, the first one sounds quite illegal, Semyon, so maybe you shouldn't, pirate everything. I know I'm probably saying that to a crowd of people watching this, but probably don't feel as precisely the same as I do on pirating and stuff, but I don't care that much personally. How's it going? Asked Slavia, standing behind the bookshelves. It's okay. It's going little by little. Have you read anything about that? About what? Well, about communism. Nah, I'm kind of more into historical books. And adventures. Me too. Well, historical literature wasn't exactly my favorite, but the class struggle under socialism was definitely no match for it. Hey, don't hold a grudge against Oyana. Oh, I've been holding a grudge against her for quite a few episodes now, so don't worry about it. I don't. You liar, Semyon. You're holding a huge grudge. Indeed, I felt that my had ego mostly recovered from the incident at the canteen. Besides, I managed to cleanse myself of lunch leftovers in the forest lake. It's not like she's doing that out of spite. Out of spite or not, one should think through one's own actions. Whatever. I kept moving around dozens of books written by people totally unknown to me. I'm going to forget who they are in a minute, and I'll never get to know what they were writing about. That is the doom of many writers, to become a forsaken set of letters in hardcover on a bookshelf in a library of non-existent pioneers camp's reality. Have you finished? Yeah, I think so. Me too. Okay, let's do it this way. I'll wipe them down and you put them back on the shelves. I don't remember what order they were placed in before. It's okay, nobody reads them anyway. Oh my goodness. Is it just me, or is her personality almost like changing? I don't know. It looks like she has a smile for every occasion. A couple of times I've noticed slight differences, shades of emotions in that smile, joy, happiness, sadness. But these shades were so evanescent. I don't even know that word. I don't think I've ever heard that word. I wasn't really sure that I'm not imagining things. This time her smile looked a little flirty. I'm not totally shocked. It sort of feel like it's going in that direction, doesn't it? Yeah, probably. At least I wouldn't be reading this stuff. Slavia was wiping the covers with a damp cloth, and I was putting the books back on the shelf. We were a good team. Our job was almost done. Why don't you take anything from the upper shelves? Upper shelves? I looked up. Sorry, I hadn't noticed them. It's all right. Wait a moment. I'll bring the chair. Even with my rather considerable stature, I wouldn't be able to get to them. I stood on the chair and proceeded to remove the books from the shelves and pass them to Slavia. After a while, there were only about a dozen books left at the farthest end of the shelf. It looked to me like they wouldn't be hard to reach that far. I've always been the type to take a larger bite rather than biting twice. Taking that bite without moving the chair under me became a very fatal error. Ow. Ah. Okay, I probably should have expected that. Opening my eyes, I found myself on top of Slavia. Are you alive? I think she's alive, Semyon. I got the fright of my life. Even if I'm only 17 now, falling off a chair onto a girl is something else. I'm fine. Her face was only an inch away from mine. Anything broken? I don't think so. You make a rather bad stunt, man. She laughed. You bet. I looked into her eyes. Just looked. I wasn't sure what I should say, and Slavia either hesitated to or just let me take the lead. At this rate, something might happen. Her lips were so close to mine. A natural desire started to awaken my body, but was it right? I had the urge to stand up, but was unable to do so. I think that's the back of your brain, Semyon, telling you an intelligent person would just stand up at this point. An intelligent person wouldn't just lay there on top of a girl you just fell on for a very long period of time. Slavia was just lying in silence and looking me straight in the eyes. All of a sudden, I noticed the bell ringing on the edge of my hearing. Of course it is. And Jenny wasn't even here, was she? It's dinner time. Yeah. Shall we go? Or shall we lie here some more? She smiled again, this time. Her smile seemed foxy to me, as if she was hinting at something. Let's go. No, I don't get a choice. I could say, we could have just lied there. I didn't move an inch. Well, if we're going to go, you need to get up first. Obviously. I felt like some invisible force was holding me in place. Slavia seemed to recognize that and carefully slipped out of under me. Are you going to stay there? She laughed. At this point, I finally came to my senses and stood up. I'm sorry. That's okay. But we haven't finished it all. We have to clean up the rest later. Yeah, sure. I stayed silent all the way to the canteen. Slavia rambled on about her life at the camp, but given it was indeed a monologue, I wasn't paying much attention. Coming to the canteen, I saw Olga on the board. Run. Don't you have some explaining to do, young man? Now I remembered what it was that I'd forgotten. No, I do not. How was your cleaning duty? Good enough. It's okay. That's not what Oyana told me. That was all her fault. And what did I tell you? I ordered you to clean it up together. And what were you doing? I don't know what to say, as deep down I knew that she's right. She's so very right. Don't blame him. It's really my fault for running away. But it was such a good option. How do you not just cheese it every time you are given that option? Yeah. Semyon was helping me at the library. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's all great and stuff, but to cut a long story short, you won't get dinner tonight. What? How was that? Why? I protested. However, my protest looked more like a demand for a refill at the prison mess hall. Bold and daring, but still stupid and counterproductive. Hopefully that will teach you a lesson. At that instant, Olga looked more like an ancient Roman's legionnaire commander than a tiny pioneer camp leader. I had no idea how to oppose her. forgive him. And hold me responsible. Camp leader took her time to think it over. Alright, if you say so. Thanks. What? Oh my goodness. Thanks. What? We hurried inside. Well, I'm gonna join the girls. We have a prior arrangement. Take care. She smiled and waved her goodbyes. Seriously, where would I be without her? There are no free places near Slavia, and besides, I hadn't been introduced to her friends. It seems that I will have to share a dinner table with Electronic and Shurik. Crap. No, I don't wanna. Please, no. There are no more places to sit. What's happening, gentlemen? Every time I had to deal with them, I got an itching desire to tease them, or at least drop some cheeky and cocky banter. It might be too risky to behave that way, but the Electronic brothers were my primary source of positive emotions. How are you doing? Fine. What about you? Hit and misses. Did something happen? Lots of stuff. Mind sharing? Nah, maybe some other time. I mean, we're only eating and can talk for as long as we want. We can just do whatever the hell we want at this point and talk about whatever. Suit yourself. He made a helpless gesture. We're going to the ball after dinner. Electronic giggled. I know that. Who would you want to ask out? I hadn't thought about it yet. What about you? A girl, maybe? Now it seemed that this question caught him off guard. Ask Ilyana. That would make her happy. No thanks. Electronis fiercely waved his hand. And you, Shirk, you gotta ask Elisa out. Thanks, I'll pass. I forgot what voice I gave to Shirk, honestly. He's in this so little, and it's been a bit of time since I last recorded this, and I last recorded this, and he had a speaking role in an episode that he looked calmer than his mate. Oh, come on, guys, it'll be fun. And in any case, we've got things to do. We still have to finish the robot. Oh, that's a marvelous idea. Ask your robot out. Can it dance? Can't even walk yet. Shirk probably missed the point completely. Why, it would be a great demonstration of our achievements in front of the camp. And what would we show to them? Yeah, you're right. They both stared at their plates disappointedly. Well, that was a fruitful conversation. It was very good that we had it. That's definitely something that was good that happened, I think. Yeah, probably. No, not really. Shame. Dinner was over and the pioneers started to disperse. What will you wear for the ball? I assured an Electronic. We don't have anything special to wear. We'll just go as we are. He indicated the pioneer uniform. They don't seem to care about their appearance at all, just like any real teenage guy who hasn't been popular with girls and has been given significant reason to care about their appearance. Well, why should I care then? Wearing my winter clothes isn't an option, so I'll just go like this. When does it start? After 9 o'clock. Got it. I left the canteen deeply inhaled the fresh evening air. I remembered those rare dances I used to go at school. Hesitation, insecurity, even fear. I couldn't dance. I didn't know how to react if someone invited me. I wouldn't dare invite someone myself. All in all, I felt pretty uncomfortable about it. And it was even more unpleasant to watch others having fun. It wasn't envy. More like it was a disconcerting feeling that people were able to enjoy themselves so odd for me. I thought that there was still lots of time till the ball, so I could sleep a little to be fresh in the evening. Entering the camp leader's cabin, I flopped into the bed instantly and shut my eyes. Oh, am I going to miss the ball because I fall asleep? Strangely enough, I got up right on time even without an alarm. Okay, good. The clock was showing 9. Such a rare thing to happen. I felt sluggish, though. Probably it wasn't the best idea to sleep during the day after all. Well, I have to go. In a couple minutes, I was standing at the square. The loudspeakers and some DJ equipment were installed near the monument, and the trees were decorated with light strings. Ah, typical country ball. Lots of pioneers around, but no familiar faces, so I just sat on a bench and waited. I don't have to dance after all. Maybe I'll just be able to sit and chat with someone. Hey there, sad face. You have a legitimate dress on. Ilyana. Here to suggest something. Come on, let's dance. It's way too early. There isn't even any music yet. Ah, you're so boring. Then I'll go be boring without you then. But, shoo. Yeah, I'm not the merriest person for such an event. She ran away. So Yana did wear something like an evening dress. Pretty funny. Oh, you have a legitimate dress on too. It looks like a summer dress. With a weird design on the side. I'm not really sure what to make of that. Like, really weird design. What the fuck is going on with that? Okay, well, whatever. Hi. Slavia. Hey. She sat down by my side. How's the evening? Fine. Why are you so sad? I'm not. Okay, well, dancing will surely cheer you up. Maybe? Don't forget to save one dance for me. She laughed and ran towards the music equipment. The situation was getting serious. I wouldn't be able to sit through the whole dance party. Oh, now Lena's showing up. Hi. Lena came closer. Oh, hi. You're here too. Is that such a wonder? Yeah. Okay. Gotta light this party up. Gonna be the one to get so drunk that they have to be taken home in a cab. The joke fell flat. Lena blushed and looked down. Well, but maybe that's not the best idea, setting things on fire. Were you actually suggesting setting things on fire, Semyon? Oh, that was a good idea, indeed. Okay, then I guess I'll... Yeah? She left. It looks like the whole camp was at the square. The pioneers formed large groups, talked, joked around, and laughed. At the DJ's panel, Ilyana argued loudly with Olga about the playlist for the evening. And here it is. The music started to play. I didn't know the band or the song, but if you ask me, it really felt like I'd tag it as Soviet pop classics. The pioneers just stood there for some time, as if not hearing the music. Always hard to take that first step, especially if you're pretty sure that you'll be the only one who takes it. Ilyana seemed not to grasp that simple truth. She reached out to the center of the square with a few bounds and cried out loud, "What are you standing around for?" and started to wiggle ridiculously. Wiggle is the exact word. You can find a better one. She looked so silly and funny that I couldn't resist laughing. She noticed it. Hey, Semyon! I pretended I couldn't hear her. Stop pretending, come over here. I kept ignoring her. Thank goodness. The pioneers slowly realized that they weren't too sexy for this party and started to dance. It looked really silly from my point of view. Shaking one's arms and legs to the beat of long-forgotten hits. Come on, get real. Oh, long-forgotten hits. That also suggests that this is way back in time. And clearly not completely forgotten because you're completely aware that they are old hits, aren't you, Semyon? Of course, I couldn't dance at all, but this thing couldn't be called a dance either. Hey, Semyon, what are you sitting there for? Don't you want to dance? I was so deep in thoughts that I hadn't even noticed Slavia. Not really. Are you sure? She smiled. Maybe later. Damn, what am I even doing here? Why would you come to a dance party if you'd rather sit tightly in a corner? Okay, but just a little. Just a little bit. That's the spirit. She reached out her hand to me. We were standing in the middle of a dancing crowd. Well, in fact, it was me who was standing. Slavia was warming up, swaying to the beat. I was already blaming myself for agreeing to this uncomfortable proposal. Okay, here I am again. Here I am. Oh my goodness. On the road again, and now what? I examined the dancing pioneers around me. Nope, I am not prepared for this. And the music stopped abruptly. Some people were still dancing on the momentum, but the majority stopped. Don't panic. The leader went to the DJ's panel and adjusted something there. Next song, Ladies Invite Gentlemen. I looked at Slavia. She stretched out her hand to me with a smile. You shouldn't refuse a girl. We danced for a few minutes. Her chest heaved faster and her flesh blushed more and more. Slavia stared into my eyes. I tried to look away at the dancing pioneers or at my feet or somewhere else. It was a strange feeling. My whole body shuddered from time to time, but it was a pleasant shudder, without any hints of uneasiness or shame. My mind became miraculously calm. I realized that I didn't want to let this girl go, and I'm ready to dance with her forever. Hopping next to us, Ilyana stopped for a moment and smirked. Maybe I was seeing things, but I couldn't get rid of the thought of that insolent girl is trying to hint something at me. I made a frightening face, but she was already gone. Is something wrong? Slavia asked quietly. Everything's fine. I mean, everything's great. I hadn't started stammering yet, but I was about to. You're so tense. A little. I said honestly. Boys don't like to dance. Yeah, I guess so. She didn't say anything, just smiled. The song eventually ended. I was still holding Slavia, but she easily slipped out of my grasp. Thank you for the dance. I should thank you. I just stood and stared at her for some time. The next track started playing. One more? No, I think I'll rest a little bit. I tried to leave the square as soon as possible. I don't remember how I ended up at the beach. Why did I run away? Because cheese in it is your specialty, Semyon. You don't know how to do anything else, it seems. It looked exactly like running away. The dance was nice and Slavia was pleased, but something wasn't right. I just felt restless just thinking about the ball. Maybe I just lost my grasp on the situation and got emotional. That happens rarely. I always tried to behave and calmly assess the situation. But did I manage it this time? I sat on the stand and looked at the river. The full moon was hanging above the water. Memories overwhelmed me. Okay, Semyon is remembering things, and I'm back, and I just took a short break. I am 6 years old. Me and my father are fishing. I cast my fishing rod clumsily and wait. 1 minute, 2, 10, no fish bite. Meanwhile, my father gets in one after another. How do you do that? He explains, but I don't really remember all the details. I am 9 years old. A dark, incomplete building near our country house full of ghost vampires, or maybe just hobos. An unstable wooden ladder to the second floor, hanging above the abyss. The hole to the basement. I'm scared, but I still climb up and down this ladder every day. A brick falls on my foot, and I lose a toenail. That sounds fun. I'm 12 years old. My first victory in a video game tournament. We play a console fighting game. An imaginary audience applauds my astonishing victory. I am 15 years old. I score several wonderful goals with my heel. A wonderful shot from 30 meters away up into the right into the upper corner. I am 17 years old. My first love. Transient images. A shadow slipping away and vanishing into the city haze. I can catch her among the buildings and corners. The following memories become more clear, but far less vivid. The image of my childhood and youth that I saw were unclear. They lacked detail and I couldn't quite see the faces of people. Sometimes they just looked like a big canvas covered with spilled paint. But the feelings of those hazy images were so much warmer than those of my more recent memories. There you are. Wow, this is a weird image. Oh my goodness. This is like a completely different style from everything else. I mean, I like the sort of like setup with this whole thing is like really beautiful. I'm still not sure about the character arts in these. They seem so off compared to like how good the background is. Slavia leaned over me. I didn't get a fright. Why do you have to leave so soon? I just felt like being alone for a bit. It was like I hid in a shell. There's no outer world for me, and I responded the same way to all stimuli. I was like the three monkeys. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Isn't it just beautiful here? Slavia looked at the river. Yeah, that's a really nice background. I have to praise this game. It has some beautiful backgrounds. Slavia looked at the river. Yeah, it is. How about one more dance? No, thanks. I'm fine. Deep inside, I knew I shouldn't be so sharp with Slavia, but I was like a puppet on a string, forced to say things I would never have said under any other circumstances. What are you thinking about? Oh, nothing. You can't think about nothing. She pouted her lips, but smiled right after that, letting me know she wasn't offended. You're always thinking about something, even if you don't notice it. Maybe. So what are you thinking about now? About owls. I said the first thing that came to my mind. Why owls? She laughed. I don't know. Have you ever seen any owls? Of course I have. What a silly question. Do you like them? They're just birds like any other. A night bird. Slavia specified. Yes, a night bird. A night bird. I imagine an owl. A little feathered box with huge blinking eyes. Are you a night owl? What? You know, there are daylarks and night owls. Some like to get up early and some like to sleep in. Her words brought me back to reality. I pictured my dusty room, full of junk, a mountain of unwashed plates on the table, guitar rotting in the corner, necktie hanging from the lamp, and the pinnacle of all of this, a heap of dirty socks under the bed. Oh, that's disgusting, Semyon. Oh, God. Fucking damn it. I did not need that detail. I was indeed a night owl. Night was my time. But somehow I was managing to get up early in this camp. I know. So what are you? A night owl, I guess. I like to sleep. And I'm a daylark. The earlier you get up, the more you can do during the day. There's really nothing urgent for me to do, so I don't see any difference between day and night. It's just quieter and calmer during the night. Slavia, don't you have any problems at all in your life? What do you mean? She wondered. You're always so joyful, so ready to help, so eager to start doing something. It is like nothing can upset you. Why? She laughed. I'm just an ordinary person. That's right. Just an ordinary person in an ordinary place. I sometimes think that I am the strange one here. Don't you like the camp? I don't mean only the camp. In the previous... I stumbled. I shouldn't speak so frankly even with her. At home, too. I think that I'm not like the others. It's not where I belong. Oh, stop that. It's silly to think so. I was closing myself off from the rest of the world just a moment ago, and now I was opening my heart to this girl. What's happening to me? No, really. You wouldn't pay any attention to me under any other circumstance. I'm so different from you. I'm lazy, unsociable. I have no outstanding talents. I would be the last person you would notice in the crowd in the crowd of a large city. Though for me, even going outside is rare. Semyon, you scare me. She looked at me seriously. I got embarrassed, but didn't avert my eyes. Am I wrong? Of course. You are you. There's no other person like you. You should just have some self-esteem and patience. You can do anything. No doubt about it. I looked at the sky. If only everything could be as simple as you say. It's not difficult at all. Let's start right now. Start what? Changing. Just like that. How do you imagine we can do that? We should do something useful. For instance? Well, she thought for a moment. Let's clean up the square. Again? What? Oh, right, because there's a ball. The ball is already finished. Just the two of us? Would we be able to do all the work? There isn't that much to do. The first step is most important. I can't argue with her on that point, but taking down the lighting from the trees in the dark, moving heavy audio equipment, and sweeping, none of that were on my to-do list. But I didn't know how to nicely refuse her. Maybe we can do it tomorrow? With everyone? Why put it off till tomorrow? Wouldn't it be more helpful? Wouldn't it be wonderful to stand in a clean square during lineup? Well, wouldn't it be wonderful to stand in a lineup, period. That's what you're trying to say, Slavia. First of all, I don't even like lineups in general. Hey, I understand you, but this is too much. Slavia thought for a moment. Yes, looks like you're right. Even I can be right sometimes, and she can be wrong. Then, she stretched and yawned. Let's just sleep on it then. A nice idea, but I want to talk more. Isn't it too early? No. Slavia objected critically. You'll sleep all day tomorrow then. Yeah, but it's nicer that way. Come on. I'm like Semyon. I hate... Whenever it's like time to go to sleep, I don't want to. Unless I'm like exhausted physically, I just don't want to go to sleep. But when it's time to get up, I just don't want to get up. Because once you're asleep and you're in your bed and you're all cozy, oh, it's just so nice. You just want to lay there. I think a lot of people are like that. And realistically, that's more what a night owl's like. Okay, tell me a bedtime story then. I blurted out the first thing that came to mind. I know only the ones I read in books. You must know them too. Maybe I do. What a failure. Shall we go? She stretched out her hand to me. I'll stay here for a while longer. I need some fresh air. You can go. Good night. Good night. Slavia ran away. I wanted to enjoy my total defeat first. I couldn't stand being with her even a minute longer than after that brilliant idea. Bedtime stories, what in the world? Ah, that's how things are. You try to have a casual chat with a girl and it turns into a complete flop. I stared into the night sky. The stars, those small lights of distant suns, blinked perkily as if laughing at me. I turned over and buried my face in the sand. After a moment, I realized it was another one of my bright ideas, about on par with asking for a bedtime story. I stood up, spitting grit. Oh my goodness, did you get some sand in your mouth? And went to the leader's cabin. You could have just slept out here. That would have been healthy for you, right? My back itched all the way. Not only my back, but my whole body. No wonder. I haven't had a bath for several days. While it really is hot here during the daytime if you sweat like a pig. I should find some soap and a towel. I can find everything in Olga's cabin. After a couple of minutes, I was again at the square with my bag of bathing accessories. I have to find the bathhouse now. It was easy. The building was on the edge of the forest. It really is the best place for a bathhouse. Think that there was no Blair Witch inside, but the lights were still on. Oh, that's a dated reference. And whose bright light is that to have a bath at midnight? Well, I muttered below my breath because I'm having one. There is only one problem. Is it a boy or a girl? In the first case, we could just have a bath together without any worries. I'm not fond of public baths, but I can cope with them this time. In the second case, I would have to wait or scratch myself the whole night through. Who knows how long I have to wait. I peeped into the window, but I couldn't see anything because of the steam. Suddenly, Slavia appeared right before me as if from a thick fog. Oh my goodness. I'm starting to get suspicious. She's just showing up and showing up and showing up to everything. If this is a dream, then she's my guardian angel. Naturally, she was naked, just like anyone else in the bath would be. And we don't have the H content on, so we're not seeing that here. I will note, even if I wanted to see all the H content myself, I wouldn't be playing it for the channel, because I would not be putting something that is considered porn onto my YouTube channel. Just period. I would not do that, especially this underage stuff. Dumbstruck, I stared at her. I had never seen a naked girl so close, even through glass. My organ reacted as it should, and whoop, and it goes up. Nerve impulses traveled from my eyes down my body. It seemed like I couldn't leave my observation point no matter what, even if a war broke out. But Slavia didn't notice me. She was washing herself leisurely, rinsing her head, rubbing her body with a sponge, and pouring water from the bucket onto herself. Wait. Did Russian baths back in the day work like that too? Huh. Because I know that's a very Japanese bath style. I don't know that much about Russia. Then she started to wash her hair. I can't imagine how much time she needs to wash completely, but minutes flew like seconds. That's how immersed I was in the sight. Oh my goodness. You're doing something bad, Semyon. Finally, she finished washing, sighed with satisfaction, and walked to the door. I managed to come to my senses just at the moment she went into the changing room and left to hide in the nearby bushes. The best thing I could do was not to tempt fate and leave, but I realized that was too late. Slavia appeared on the porch after just a moment, stood there for a while enjoying the night breeze, and walked in the direction of my hideout. I had a dozen excuses in my mind, but she went by without even looking at the bushes I was hiding in. Looks like I'm lucky. Or I just have someone who's really nice on my side. I cautiously got out and went to Olga's cabin, completely forgetting my intention to have a bath. I was totally exhausted and wanted to just fall in bed and doze off. My eyes couldn't wait and were closing from time to time. It was dangerous even to blink. I still didn't know the camp well enough to walk there with my eyes closed. Suddenly Slavia appeared before me. Great. Are you going to sleep? Well, yes. Right this moment I remember the sight of the bathhouse and averted my eyes shyly. And you? I'm cleaning up. She took out the broom from behind her back. Slavia with a broom in the empty square at night looked like a witch from a children's fairy tale. What? Nothing. Is it a really good idea to clean the square after a bath? And how do you know that I had a bath? Oh. Crap. I physically felt the fear taking over my body. A cold sweat started to run down my back and my thoughts froze so I couldn't think of any excuses. Slavia still stared at me in surprise. Looked as though my life depends on this answer. Well, your hair is wet. Oh, you're right. I wanted the earth to swallow me up, so I would vanish from this world just as suddenly and irreversibly as I had vanished from mine. So, are you gonna have a bath too? Slavia looked at the bag in my hands. Yes, I am, so good night. I turned around and darted back towards the bathhouse. Oh, God. What a disaster, how shameful. I walked slowly, trying to curse myself for all that happened. I shouldn't have peeped in the first place. But if I peep anyway, then I must pay more attention and think of an excuse beforehand. Oh. Did it take much time to wash myself? It looked like the night made its own ball, or possibly a concert. The stars were lights, the birds and insects were orchestra, and an owl, hooting somewhere, was its director. The sound of the wind in the trees was the applause of the audience. The night looks so much more beautiful when you stand in the forest clean and fresh. Suddenly I heard a noise in the bushes nearby, and might be a good place to stop it for the day. Hope you're enjoying it. I certainly am enjoying it. Slavia was probably a significant point in the story. I feel as though there's at least some sort of intent to change Semyon, to change how he thinks of the world, to change like his personality so that he's more outgoing, more confident and stuff like that. I mean, that's all pretty clear, but is it from his dream? It's like the intent of this world doesn't really speak on how it could be possible. I mean, that could be dreams. Clearly this world and what's happening is tailor-made to Semyon somehow. Dream seems like the most obvious answer, but it could be something else. I'm still on dreams. I still feel as though this is a dream. This is one big dream. I don't know how else to explain the beginning scene with all the dream talk if it wasn't for that. But other than that, hope you're enjoying it. I sure am. If you really want to see the H content yourself, I remind you that this is a free game. And if you want to get the H content pack, you're free to do it yourself and make the same choices and get up to this point and look at it if you really want. I'm sure that's perfectly an option for you. But other than that, I hope you're enjoying it. I am. I probably said that 3 times now. Drive safely. Have a good one.